Hello, and welcome. Today we will be moving through a few opening poses, sun salutation, and a very nice Shavasana. We're going to start seated. And if you do have a block nearby or a cushion or anything that'll help you elevate your hips, go ahead and grab it so that we can sit with a nice, comfortable spine. Your legs can be in whatever variation is most comfortable to you. And we'll just begin by closing the eyes. And from here, just beginning to turn your awareness inward, noticing the breath, noticing its pace, noticing its depth, and not trying to control any of it, just simply noticing it. And we'll slowly begin to deepen the breath, starting in the low belly, expanding it out, expanding the ribs out, expanding that back part of the back out, just filling it like a balloon. And then on the exhale, squeezing. And keeping this breath in the belly for a nice diaphragmatic breathing. And we'll start to bring in a pattern to this breath. We'll inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and we'll have a pause in between each inhale and exhale for 4 counts. Beginning on the inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. And continue for a few more rounds. You can take your own pace. Take this a couple more rounds at your own pace. And when you find yourself at your next exhale, exhaling as much air out as you possibly can, as much as you have all day. And then breathing in. And then just exhaling out, removing the pause between inhales and exhales. Noticing now the difference potentially in the quality of your breath from the beginning of when we started to now. And again, just bringing that awareness, just noticing where it's at, how it feels. And whenever it feels right, you can slowly flutter the eyes open or you can keep them closed. We'll just begin to bring a little bit of movement in. So we'll start with some small neck rotations And we're just gonna imagine that we're drawing a circle with our nose. You can start in whatever direction you want, counterclockwise, clockwise, right, left, it's up to you. Making small circles with the nose. And then you can start to make them a little bit larger. Always using the inhale to draw your head up. The exhale to draw the chin towards the chest. If you notice any snap, crackles, or pops in your neck, just back out a little bit. Make those circles a bit smaller. And wherever you are, make one more rotation. And then pausing in center and just reversing that direction. So starting with an inhale, and then exhale, slowly starting to make circles in the other direction, imagining that you're drawing a circle with your nose. Slowly making those circles larger. And again, on this side, if you do feel that crackling and popping, just backing out of the stretch a little bit. And then on the next inhale, coming up to neutral position. And then from here, we'll take a full body stretch. Inhale, arms come all the way up to the sky. Gaze can come to the pinkies. And exhale, just let the fingertips come down to either side. One more big inhale like that, arms come up. Gaze comes towards the pinkies. And on this exhale, we're gonna tip over to the left side. We'll pause here for an inhale. The gaze can come slightly upwards towards the elbow. Inhaling deeply. And exhale out. And on the next inhale, coming back through center. Gaze comes back to the pinkies. And exhale, tip to the right. And taking a few breaths here. Gaze can come up towards the elbow. And taking a few more breaths here. And then on the next inhale, coming back up through center. And exhale, let the arms come down. Slowly making some wrist circles as you bring your arms down. And then from here, we'll do just a little bit of warm up for our fingertips and wrists. So you're gonna place your arms out in front of you and imagine that there's water on the tips of your fingers that you need to flick off. So you're gonna flick that water outwards and away. Just bringing in a little bit of heat to the fingertips, to the wrist. Do a few more flicks here, not forgetting about the breath. And then turning your hands to face you and also flicking the water off of your fingertips onto your face. And a few more here. And then we'll bring the arms outward and we'll start to make small circles in reverse. Just inhaling and exhaling. If it feels right to time the breath with the movement, inhaling as you draw the hands upward, exhaling as you push them back down. Really flexing the palms, reaching those fingertips towards the sky. And if it feels good, start to broaden this motion, making larger circles nice and slow. Inhale always brings the arms up, exhale draws them down. Making sure the shoulders stay shrugged away from the ears. Spine stays neutral. Make a couple more rotations here. One more. Then coming to neutral, and then we'll make small circles now coming forward. Hands stay flexed, fingertips towards the sky. Small circles here, making sure the shoulders stay drawn away from the ears. And then if it feels good, you can slowly start to increase the size of your circles, inhaling always as the arms come up and exhaling them downward. Couple more rotations here. And then on the next exhale, just bringing the palms to the knees. We'll take a couple of seated cat-cows. So on the next inhale, using your hands for leverage, you can grab onto your knees. Inhale, reaching the chest forward. Gaze comes slightly to the sky. And exhale, round the spine. Chin draws in towards the chest. Pushing out all the air. Navel comes towards the spine. And 2 more times. Inhale, reaching the chest forward, gaze comes up. And exhale, round the spine, chin towards the chest. 1 more time. Inhale, chin comes forward. And exhale, rounding out. And we'll slowly start to make our way upwards and towards the top of our mat. And if you have blocks, you might want to keep them nearby for this. We're going to go through a couple of sun salutations here. It's always handy to be able to bring the ground closer to you if necessary. So coming to stand towards the top of the mat, we'll start in a really solid mountain pose here. Tadasana. So feet are directly below the hips. Go ahead and lift up all 10 toes, spread them wide, place them back down on the mat, really gripping onto the earth. Tucking the pelvis downward, rib cage is tucked as well, shoulders down the spine, chin nice and up. Taking a big inhale here, and exhale. Really feeling the quality and the groundedness of our first standing posture. 1 more big inhale, and exhale. On the next inhale, we'll bring the arms up towards the sky, slight bend in the knees. And exhale, swan dive forward. Fingertips can come to the mat, or if you have blocks nearby and that is better for you, you can bring your blocks directly under you. Letting the head rest down, generous bend in the knees so that the spine remains nice and long. On the next inhale, reaching forward, nice flat back. Exhale, come into a forward fold again. And on the next inhale, arms come all the way up towards the sky, reverse swan dive. Gaze comes towards the fingertips. Exhale, palms to heart. And inhale again, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive forward into a forward fold. Hands can come to the floor or your blocks. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Remembering to keep a nice generous bend in the knees here if it helps you keep a long spine. Taking a couple breaths here, really feeling the belly expand out towards the thighs. And with every exhale, you're drawing that navel in towards the spine. And on your next inhale, we'll look forward for another flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, reverse swan dive. All the way up. Gaze comes towards the pinkies. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, we're gonna add on a little bit to this. So on our next inhale, arms come up towards the sky, gaze comes towards the pinkies. Exhale, swan dive forward, palms to mat or blocks. Inhale, flat back. And on the exhale, we're gonna step the right foot back, dropping the knee, coming into a low lunge, untuck the toes, keeping a nice long spine here. And again, if your blocks are nearby, this can be very helpful. Bringing the ground to you, making this pose more accessible. You can keep them on the medium level, high level, or the lowest level. And if it's in your wheelhouse, you can reach your hands towards the ground, just making sure not to compromise the pose in the process. Also, something to note is you want to keep a decently 90-degree angle here in the knee. Just making sure that knee is not reaching too far over the pinky toe, just to prevent yourself from overextending. Inhaling with a nice long spine, chest is reaching forward. Take another breath or two here. And on the next inhale, curling the toes, we're gonna bring our knee off the ground. We're gonna bring the left foot back to meet the right. Now we find ourselves in plank pose. Again, you can use the blocks here if it feels good. If you need to bring the knees to the ground, that's fine too, just keeping a nice long spine. And then from here, we'll go ahead and knees, chest, chin, find ourselves on the ground, untuck the toes, inhale the heart forward for cobra, And exhale all the way to downward dog. Now our first downward dog of the day here, so slightly pedaling the feet if that feels good. Maybe giving a generous bend in the knees so the belly comes to rest on the thighs. Straightening the legs back out. Reaching the chest towards your knees. Keeping a nice external rotation in the shoulders. Pressing through all 10 fingertips. Taking a deep inhale here, expanding the belly. Exhaling navel towards the spine. And on the next inhale, we'll lift the left leg. Bringing it forward. Coming to rest between the front two hands. We'll drop that back knee and we find ourselves in our lunge again. If you need your blocks, they're nearby for you. We'll pause here for just one breath. Inhale, exhale, and on the next exhale, we'll come back to a forward fold. So inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Gaze comes towards the pinkies. Exhale, palms to heart. Pause here for one breath cycle, inhaling and exhaling. On the next inhale, arms sweep up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. And on the exhale, we're gonna step our left leg back this time. Dropping the knee to the earth. Again, if you need your blocks to bring the earth closer to your hands, those are always there for you. Taking a few alignment notes here, just making sure that the chest is reaching forward, that there's a decent angle in the left knee here so that your knee is not reaching too far over your toes. We'll take a few breaths here, inhaling in, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. And on the next inhale, curling that back toe. Exhale, right foot comes back to meet the left and we find ourselves in plank again. If you need to use your knees, that's fine. If you need to move your blocks out of the way, go ahead. We'll take one more inhale here in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Uncurl the toes, and on the inhale, cobra. Drawing the shoulders down the spine, gaze is slightly below our nose. Inhale, curling the toes, moving upward, and exhale, downward dog. In our second downward dog of the day, making any adjustments that feel necessary, adding a generous bend to the knees, gripping through all 10 fingertips, keeping that external rotation of the shoulders. And on the next inhale, we'll lift that right leg up and bring it forward between the hands. Back knee comes to drop, uncurl the toes, and again, if you need to bring your blocks, go ahead and grab those, bringing the earth up to you. Inhaling, exhale. And on our next inhale, curling that back toe, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up, reverse swan dive, gaze comes towards the pinkies. Exhale, prayer. One more inhale here, and exhale out. We'll go through that one more time, linking breath with movement, making it a slightly faster flow. Inhaling, arms come up, gaze comes to pinky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot back. Drop the knee and curl the toe. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale to plank. Pause and take an inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, curl the toes and send it to downward dog. Pausing for a breath here. Inhale and exhale. the next inhale, right foot comes up, bringing it forward, dropping the back knee and curling the toes. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, gaze comes towards the pinkies. Exhale, hands to heart. Moving to the other side, inhale, arms come up, gaze goes towards the pinkies. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, stepping the left foot back to this time, dropping the knee and curling the toe. Inhale, chest goes forward. And exhale to plank. Pausing for an inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale to downward dog. Pausing here. Inhale. And exhale. And then the next inhale, left foot comes up. Bringing it through between the hands, dropping the back knee and curling the toe. Inhale, chest forward. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. And on our next inhale, we're gonna come up one vertebrae at the time. So nice and slow. Inhale, let the arms just hang below you. And exhale, just coming into that mountain pose that we started with. Palms at the side, feet below the hips. Maybe closing the eyes and just checking in again with the body here. Noticing how it feels now in comparison to our first mountain pose. Noticing the quality of your breath, your heart rate. Do you feel any heat that's been built up within your muscles? I'm just taking another round of breath here. Inhale and exhale out. And then we'll slowly come to our backs on the mat. And if you have a strap, that's going to be very helpful. It doesn't have to be a yoga strap. You can literally use any type of rope. If you have a dog leash, an extension cord, literally anything. So we're gonna come to lay on our backs. And we'll start with both feet flat on the ground. Just taking a second here to feel the earth supporting us, feeling the earth completely touching our spine. And then we'll start with the right foot. So you're gonna either catch your foot with the strap about halfway in between and hold both sides, or if you'd like to make a loop in the end of your strap and just hook it around the ball of your foot. Sometimes that can be a little easier, it's just less to hold on to. And we'll start with the right leg extended straight up towards the sky. The heel is stacked right above the hip. We're gonna keep our left leg bent right at first. So on the next inhale, just really giving a little bit of tightness on this strap, gently pulling your toes towards your forehead. Inhale deeply, and exhale out. One more big inhale. And if it feels good on the exhale, you can start to extend the left leg. You're gonna keep the left toes flexed in order to keep the left quadricep activated. Inhaling deeply. And exhale. If it feels good, you can start to add a little more tension. Maybe grabbing the strap a little closer to your foot, gently pulling your foot towards your forehead. Inhaling. Exhaling, just noticing the sensations along the backside of the leg that's raised. Noticing the sensations along the front side of the leg that's on the ground. We'll take another big inhale here. And on the next exhale, we're slowly gonna let our right leg, the one that's raised towards the sky, start to come out to the side.
So we want to make sure we maintain integrity in the left hip. So if it feels helpful to place your left hand on your left hip in order to keep it grounded, please do so, keeping that left toe flex and left quadricep activated. And if it feels good and you have enough flexibility in your right inner thigh, I find it nice and helpful to prop my right elbow onto the ground, and then getting the right amount of tension here in the strap so that I can support my right leg. And then breathing here, inhaling into that right inner thigh, and exhaling out, maintaining that integrity in the left leg and hip. If you notice that your left hip is starting to peel off of the ground, maybe drawing your right leg inwards. It doesn't have to go all the way to the ground. Inhaling deeply. And exhale out. And one more full round of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll take one more inhale as we start to draw that right leg back towards the center line. And take an exhale. One more inhale in here in center. And then exhale, we'll start to draw the right leg over towards the left side of our body. Feeling a stretch in the IT band on the outer side of the right thigh. And depending on your flexibility and how deep you can get into this pose, you can use your left elbow this time to prop on the floor. Getting just the right amount of tension in the strap. Inhaling deeply, always remembering this activation in the left leg. And exhale. 2 more rounds of breath here. Then on the next inhale, we'll slowly bring that right hand over, gently pulling the strap and our right foot back up to center. Inhale and exhale. We'll take one more round of breath here in center, gently pulling the toes and foot towards the face. Inhale. And then on the exhale, you can gently start to release. Go ahead and grab the strap off of the right foot. Releasing that foot all the way down and just pausing here for a breath. Inhaling in, noticing the difference in the right leg and the left leg. Maybe the right leg feels a little longer, feels a little looser. Feels like it has a bit more energy flowing through it. And exhale. And then we will take this whole sequence onto the left side. So hooking your strap around the ball of your foot, whether you want to make a loop or just hooking the middle side of it and grabbing either side of the strap. That's up to you. And again, we'll start with our right knee bent with our right foot on the floor. Inhaling, pulling that left toe towards our forehead. And exhale. One more inhale here. And exhale, slowly let that right foot come all the way down to the ground, keeping the right toes flexed and the right quadricep engaged. And from here, we'll just take a few breaths. If it feels good to reach your arm towards the strap to get a little bit of a tighter grip. Inhaling and exhale. Inhaling again. And exhale. Just noticing the sensations along the back side of the left leg now and the front side of the right leg. Keeping that right quadricep engaged. We'll take 2 more rounds of breath. And then we'll take another inhale. And on the exhale, we'll slowly let that left leg start to come outwards, placing the right hand on the right hip to help with the integrity so the right hip doesn't come off the ground. Again, you can prop your elbow here to get just the right amount of tension in the strap. Always being mindful to keep the right buttocks and hip on the ground. Right foot stays flexed to keep the quadricep engaged. And just gently pulling on this left foot and the strap. Breathing into the left inner thigh. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And on the next inhale, you can use your right hand to assist you, grabbing onto the strap. And pull the leg back towards center and pause here for a breath. Inhale. And exhale. And one more big inhale. And then on the exhale, we're gonna let that left leg fall over the body towards the right side. Feeling this wonderful stretch in the IT band, outer left thigh, and the hip. Resting your right elbow on the floor again to keep this nice tension in the strap. Maintaining that integrity in the right leg. Foot stays flexed for that quadricep to stay engaged. And a few breaths here. And exhale. And taking one more round here. And then on the next inhale, you can use your left hand to pull that strap, bringing the foot back towards center. We'll take a couple breaths here. Really pulling those toes towards the forehead. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And one more big inhale. And exhale, gently release. You can remove the strap from your foot. We won't need it again. Just letting that left leg come all the way down to meet the right. And then just pausing to notice now the similarities between the right and left leg. Maybe they feel the same length now. Just feeling that blood flow all the way to the toes and back up. Connecting with the breath again. Nice deep inhales. And exhale, letting everything out. We'll take one final posture before we make our way into our Shavasana. So this is going to be happy baby pose. So there's a couple different places you can grab your legs. It depends on your hip flexibility. So we'll start to bring our feet up towards the sky. And maybe you just grab your shins. Let's just start here, noticing that the sacrum is still connected to the earth. And this is the integrity that we want to maintain. So as long as you can do that, maybe reaching the hands up towards the ankles, or even coming to grip the outer edges of the feet. Whatever variation feels right for you. If it feels good to crack your toe knuckles, you can do that. Maybe squeezing the bottom of your foot if you are grabbing your feet. Maybe slightly extending the legs and then bending the knees again. You can rock back and forth if that feels good, giving the spine a little gentle massage. And then we'll take one more big inhale here in happy baby. And then exhale, extending the feet all the way towards the bottom of the mat, letting the feet fall out towards the side. Hands come to rest on the floor with the palms facing upward. Making sure that the shoulder blades are drawn down the spine so the front of the shoulders aren't close to the ears. And we'll tap into our breath one more time here. So that deep belly breath, that diaphragmatic breath. And we will not invite a count this time. You can take it at your own pace. But noticing how when you're lying on your back, it's a bit easier to fully feel the belly expanding out and falling back down. Like the rhythmic tides, just lapping at the shore, flowing inwards and outwards. And as you notice this, also taking into account how the body feels, just checking in with how you felt when you first showed up on your mat today,
and how you feel now. And then we'll let the breath return to a natural and uncontrolled rhythm. Really dropping in, allowing the mind and the body to fully absorb our practice. If your thoughts start to drift away, you can always reconnect with that diaphragmatic breath, or just simply noticing the breath as it naturally flows. Connect back to the way the earth feels on your back. Really letting go of any attachment towards being perfect while lying in Shavasana. If your mind does wander, that's normal. You always have the power to bring your awareness back to here and now. Just enjoy the ride. And I'll give you a gentle prompt when it's time to come out. And wherever you are, just slowly begin by bringing your awareness back to your environment, noticing the temperature of the room, noticing any sounds that are around you. Maybe starting to invite a deeper breath back into that belly. And exhaling. And if it feels good, you can slowly start to invite a small bit of movement into the fingers and the toes, maybe wiggling them, maybe connecting thumb to index finger, thumb to middle finger, thumb to ring finger, thumb to pinky finger, and then reversing back. Ring finger, middle finger, index finger. Rotating the wrists, wiggling the toes, starting to stretch them out away from you. Maybe flexing them back towards you. Maybe rotating the ankles along with those wrists. And whenever it feels good, taking a full body stretch. And exhaling, gently rolling over to your right or your left side. If it feels better for your spine, you can draw the knees in towards the chest, give yourself a hug. Either way, just finding yourself in this fetal position. If you are on your side, whenever it feels right, just gently working your way up into a seated position. If you decided to grab your knees and hold yourself in a hug while on your back, gently using your core to roll all the way upright. And we'll come back to meet in a comfortable seated position, taking your time to get there. Again, if you need to bring a block underneath the hips, as always, welcome. And keeping the eyes closed. Just keeping this energy that we've cultivated contained in the body just a bit longer. And whenever you're ready, you can gently flicker the eyes open. And bring the palms up towards the heart. Recognizing this place within you that is filled with light. Recognizing that that same light resides in all of us. And bringing the thumbs up to the third eye center, and gently bowing forward. And inhaling back up. Thank you.